those are just getting started, that's good, because we just got started ourselves.
Yes,
we got started before us, and you're just waiting on the screen. That's pretty impressive. Today is what we call Headline Mondays. All the news makers from yesterday or last week. The interest rates we're going to talk about. What do you think is going to happen there? Do you think they're going to go up? Do you think they're going to go down? And we have the answer here in about probably about 10, 12 minutes. And then we are talking about job growth for states. Where do you think our state in Arizona ranks, and wherever you're from, where do you think that ranks? Man, I'm nailing it today, aren't I?
you are, man. You are nailing it.
Right. I feel like I'm stumbling over everything. Could cuts in regulation help you as a buyer? So these questions and more will be answered in today's episode. So, and also, who is Jamie Dimon? So if you know that answer, then if you don't know who that is, maybe you want to stay tuned as well.
Yes, so, stay tuned.
Those are going to be four of the major topics we talk about here in the next 22 minutes for your enjoyment. In the meantime, we have a property here, one that we featured on Friday. It's on a little over an acre, one in maybe 1.2 acres. Looking at the kitchen here, it's about 1,600 square feet, 2-car garage, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, although they did convert part of their garage into like a lounge area. In this photo, you can kind of see the horse stalls in the back. They got like a turnabout or turnaround or turnout.
Roundabout. Well, okay, what the heck
Thank
is
you.
That? I would know what that was. I should know. I had horses. Turnout, but the round pen, really, it's just a round pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a property without an HOA, a little over an acre, this one is listed at $220. It is a short sale, so if you don't know how short sales work, then you might want to give me a call and I'll explain to you what's going on in that sense. So just talking a little bit about it, I don't know why I haven't started. Oh, I know why. Because I have to get my Facebook back on, because I kind of forgot my password. So let me get in here. Jason, while you're sharing, I'm going to be sharing too.
I am sharing like crazy here.
All right. I'm going to be looking down at my computer, looking for what we call my 6-digit code generator. This is it. Continue. That's not it. Change password. Let's see if this works here. I'm looking. So while you're sharing, I am trying to log into the system.
Oh. Got to log into your Facebook?
Yes. Oh, was that the end of the song? Because I never really noticed that pause there.
Yeah, it's like the end of the song. It's replaying now.
Okay, so I think I'm in. Here we go. Let me go this way. Log out. Log in with my new password. Update password.
All right, we're sharing it out, and if you're watching us here on Facebook Live, please share it out with your friends and family. We'd appreciate that support. I'm kind of behind the scenes here today, but we'll be with you momentarily here. But this is the time. We take this first 10 minutes here of the show to kind of showcase a property that Stephen has for sale. So if you're interested in this property or others, reach out to Stephen and his team there. His number's on the screen there. If you're looking to buy, sell, refinance property, we certainly want to be your team of choice. Please reach out to us. Today is Monday's news, top newsmakers, where we look at last week's top newsmakers in real estate. So if you're looking to stay up to speed in real estate, please stay tuned, because we have some stories that may interest you.
I am going to be trying to, click on this. I am working on myself on the background of trying to even just get my logged in, so I might not be able to share today after the show.
That's all right.
Which
we can share afterwards. We don't have to share during the live. We can actually share afterwards too.
Right. Okay. I got in on my phone, so I'm going to play around with my phone a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have any questions about this post, please make a comment, and once I get back into Facebook, I'll be happy to answer. Let's see. looks like we got one mention from somebody somewhere. Let me get in here.
Nice, nice.
All right, we are live. We got a few views already. So it looks like we have a little bit of time to share to a page.
I am, I don't know about you, man, but when I'm sharing these in groups and stuff, sometimes the groups work and allow me to share, and then other times they don't. It's really weird.
So all the groups that I put are the ones I created.
Oh, well, those are pages you manage then, or whatever.
Yeah, so no problem there. Yeah.
Mine aren't. Mine are out there.
I know you're going legit.
Although I've been in Facebook jail many times.
Yes.
Which I'm not proud of.
Right. Ever watch the Andy Griffith Show?
Yeah, the whistling. I forget the tune, how it goes, but.
Oh, how does it go? It's hard to do with the music.
Yeah,
That's
I can't.
The Smurfs.
That's the Smurfs?
Yeah.
I'm not even a Smurf fan.
That's the Smurfs, yeah.
There it is. There it is. Yeah.
That's the Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith. Anyways, They had a guy that was always a drunk on that show, and he was always in jail. So.
Gotcha.
On Fridays, public intoxication and all. Because they only had one person. Well, they had moonshine episode one time. That was pretty funny. Because these two old ladies were turning all these moonshiners in, but they were having their own moonshine business. They were old ladies, yeah. Pretty funny.
All right, let's get it on Periscope here. Periscope. Let's see here.
I am shared out.
I think I am too. Periscope's changing their frame rates and stuff like that. Periscope's being a little bit of a you know what here. So I'll have to put that on Periscope later.
Yep.
All right. So tell us more about this property here, Stephen. What's going on?
Oh my goodness, it's such a beautiful house. It is what we're going to be seeing a lot more of too in the idea of short sales, meaning that there's going to be more people with this like we talked about, this 10-year arm that will be either having to do a short sale for close or find a way to get those payments current. Oh, this is that garage part right here that I was talking about that was converted into like a party area with a ping pong table and pool tables.
Yes.
But so when it comes to a short sale, you need to have a professional negotiate it with the bank to get your offer approved. So this one's actually it's worth about $220, and we're listing it for $220. A little over an acre, just south of the 10, about 5 miles. 5 miles south of the 10 before you get to Buckeyes. It's like a whatever airport way. Jackrabbit. I think you take Jackrabbit down. But look at those views. Your closest neighbors are pretty far away.
Yeah, isolation, and you're going to be able to see the stars out there, right? So if you're a stargazer. Speaking of which, I just saw this morning there is a comet that's going to be passing by the Earth. It's still quite a ways away. It's not like Halley's Comet or whatever that was, like 15 years ago or whatever it was, 20 years ago. This one is, I think, like 100. It's like the size of 6 football fields or something like that. But with the telescope and powerful binoculars, you'll be able to see it next Wednesday. Up in the sky.
Maybe we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
In the sky.
A lot of stargazers here in Arizona. All right, we're almost ready to get started here. Hey, everyone, this is Monday's Top Newsmakers for April 10th, 2017 in real estate. So we're going to be talking about all the top news events, headlines in real estate. So we'll get started here in just about 30 seconds. So please stay tuned. All right, almost there. Hey, well, we could probably cut now, right? You ready?
Yep.
I'm ready. Pretty much ready.
Ready,
Freddie? Mm-hmm. I'm doing different intros and stuff, so all right, let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of 22 Minutes. I am Jason Bates, bringing you the lender side of things, and he, as you know, or may not know, is Stephen Cotton. He's bringing us the real estate side of things.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. Now you're in the know. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but
Well,
anyway.
Ice Cube through,
What's that?
The white man. That was the Ice Cube. If you don't know, you know. Now you know. All right. Anyway.
I saw a funny bit. Speaking of Ice, it was Ice-T, I guess. I saw a funny bit that he always says certain things in his what's his show?
Yeah. SVU.
Law and Order or whatever, SVU or whatever. He always says like at least one line in every single show, the exact same line. Like, I'm gonna catch that criminal, or I don't know some I don't know who that guy is, but I'm gonna catch him. I don't know what it is, but I can't remember. I'll try to remember that. But anyway, off subject there. Hey,
Yeah, that's funny.
this is we do this Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Arizona time. If you want to watch a live show, if you're watching the replay, please give us that thumbs up on YouTube. That would be much appreciated. Share with your friends and family, and certainly if you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance property, we want to be your team of choice. So please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. And even if you're not looking to buy, sell, refinance property, maybe we're just entertaining you. Hey, let us know that we're entertaining you. Any feedback from you, the audience, would be much appreciated here on the show. Would appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get some audience participation.
Yeah, we need to get that, right? We need to get that. The tweet quote of the day here, I didn't have time to do that, so we're going to skip that for today.
All right.
Sorry. Unless you want to do a tweet.
I could tweet something out.
Deep tweet.
Deep tweet.
No, last week was kind of tough, man. I don't know about you, but it just seemed like a lot of negative news.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Maybe that's every day. Really, that's every day.
Right. No one really sprinkles it with joy,
Yeah. No, it was a lot of I'm just like personally, there was some negative. I don't know if the stars were aligned, whatever. It just seemed like a negative week last week. So I'm hoping this week will be a lot more positive.
I have a dear friend who's at Portland right now with his son who's about 43 days old, and I'll tell you, he writes a post every day because they're in the ICU with his son, and it's so positive to be in such a mess. But he's like so uplifting, and a lot of family and friends are going to visit him. So he's like name dropping all the close ones, and so you go through these old feeds of like negativity or something, and he's having a really tough time right now. So shout out to my boy Dalen, but just to see his positive attitude on it and to keep the front that he's having with it while he's going through this rough time, to make it such a blessing,
Yeah, that's good, man. That's powerful stuff for sure.
So
It makes you, kind of puts things in perspective a little bit, I suppose.
Right.
Some people have a much tougher time than we do, for sure. So with that, I do want to get into Monday's newsmakers, and I think we ought to just jump into it. I didn't have time to set up the transition or whatever, but I'll do that at some point. Sorry, this weekend was kind of I was out of it this weekend. Okay, but
those are what we call our fillers. So when you don't do the tweet quote and then you don't do if you don't do that, then we really have to do 22 minutes of content.
I know we do.
So,
we have to
provide.
That's all right. We're going to get this done. We got a lot of stuff to cover. We got a lot of stuff. Hey, in the opening kind of pre-show there, Stephen mentioned, could much higher interest rates be on our horizon in our near future here? So the headline here is get ready for much higher mortgage rates. We all know that rates have been edging up, but we are likely to see another sharp increase later this year after reading the Fed minutes. The Federal Reserve releases Fed minutes. And this was last Wednesday that they released these Fed minutes. The Fed wants to trim its balance sheet. That means it would no longer be reinvesting in mortgage-backed securities. That is a major issue because the Fed is pretty much buying all of Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac securities currently. They promised not to do it all at once, but it would cause a 0.5% rise in rates at the very best, and probably considerably more. If you have buyers on the fence, they need to jump in. So this article's reading. Now, I gotta be honest. I don't know that this. You can't always believe what you read on the internet, right? I'm not so
What?
I'm right. I'm not so convinced that rates would jump up like that. I think there would be some private sectors that would come in and kind of take over for what the Fed is purchasing. They've mentioned that before, that they are willing to do that, but they want something in return.
Yeah,
So,
but the private sector, don't you think they want a little bit higher than the 4.5% or wherever they're at?
right. So it'll be a gradual kind of thing. But I think once one of them steps in, I think all the others will jump in too. I mean, they wanted to buy these mortgage-backed securities several years ago, but there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot of return for them to do so. So, but I think that will change. So I'm not 0.5% in interest rate, an actual physical interest rate, could be devastating to housing.
Right. Really
You
slow it
know,
down.
yeah. I mean, right now we've already seen a full percentage point since the election,
Right.
and we're able to absorb it. That's okay, but there's a lot of people that can no longer afford to buy a house right now too.
Correct. And they
So
can hardly afford rent. So it's
yeah,
a conundrum.
yeah, it's a very dangerous position, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm not convinced that they're going to be that much higher by the end of the year. This might be, I don't know. Anything's possible, I suppose. Anything's possible. Next article here I want to talk about. Trump promises bankers major haircut to the Dodd-Frank Financial Reform Act. So this is part of the reason why, if these sort of things, these regulations come into play, that the interest rate deal, I don't know, we'll see. Because if Trump cuts back on some of this Dodd-Frank, which I think is going to take a couple years to actually take full effect, but even the fact that he's talking about it is music to a lot of people's ears. So speaking to the CEOs of major banks, President Trump promised to do a very major haircut on Dodd-Frank. We are absolutely destroying these horrible regulations that have been placed over our heads, not over the last 8 years, over the last 20 and 25 years. So he's taken it even further than Dodd-Frank. The bank CEOs who have done quite well under Dodd-Frank have been reserved about Dodd-Frank changes. Jamie Dimon, mentioned Jamie Dimon, he's the CEO of Chase Bank, wants to relax
Yes.
FHA requirements that have cost Chase a lot of money. So even Jamie Dimon is like, hey, listen. And we've spoken about that, right? We've spoken about this banks and CEOs and things like that. They're losing a lot of market share when it comes to mortgages. A lot of the private or smaller mortgage
Right.
bankers,
Local.
yeah, are taking a lot of the business from the banks. Well, it's starting to they're starting to say, hey, yeah, it's a real number here now. Speaking of which, so Jamie Dimon kind of goes on to say here, Jamie Dimon is known for a bit of hyperbole. I don't know what that. I guess
Hyperbole.
yeah, hyperbole. Sorry, hyperbole. Good grief, hyperbole,
That's
hyperbole.
okay.
But he does make sense in his latest letter to Chase shareholders. Dimon claims Dodd-Frank spawned so many regulations that, if stacked, all 14,000 pages would stand 6 feet tall. That's a lot. That's a lot of regulation.
6 feet tall.
Yeah, 14,000 pages. Come on. I mean, that's ridiculous. He says it costs $181 dollars per year to service a performing loan and $2,386 to service a loan that's in default. So lenders don't want loans that have any potential for delinquency. As a result, Jamie Dimon claims $300 billion a year in loans were not made, or $1 trillion over 3 years, just by his bank. So he put some numbers behind what he was saying. Like, listen, this is what we're listen. It costs us $2,300 to service a delinquent loan. Yeah, we're going to put these overlays and things on to ensure that we don't have delinquencies, and that's hurting the market. That's hurting the market.
Right.
So,
Well, but it's helping the local mortgage companies out, right? Because it's something they can't handle, you can handle.
yeah.
So they didn't do $1 billion worth of mortgages, but those same mortgages were done by somebody.
Well, and the
For the
interesting
most
part here too, Stefan, is that yeah, I do the loan, but in a lot of cases, Chase or somebody else may service that loan at some point.
Okay.
So they don't originate it, but then they end up servicing. I think you brought that point up even last week.
So when you create the overlays, you do something that says, I need to do this, that way Chase will service it? Or does it even cross your mind? Like your own
Yeah,
overlays
no,
work?
no, absolutely. And when we lock in loans and things like that, we have a list of the overlays, so we know where to lock it.
Yeah.
So that if when we lock it based on the overall profile of that particular client, if we lock it, with say Chase or some other bank or whatever, and it doesn't meet that criteria, Chase won't buy the deal. So
Right.
we have to know all these different overlays per every single lender and lock it accordingly so that it gets bought properly. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
Right.
So it's very
So
confusing. Very confusing.
their $1 billion actually affected your stuff too, because there's stuff you can't do. I mean,
Kind
we
of.
have somebody with a 630 credit score that just started a job that's commission based only. Well, listen, you got the one hurdle, which is the credit score. Now
Right.
you have to have a proof of income.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Freddie Mac to allow appraisal waivers on purchases. This is big. We talked about appraisers and the need for appraisals, right? That there's a shortage out there of appraisers, and that will continue with all the regulation. State of Arizona just kind of deregulated a few things. 6 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, about the need to have a college degree in order to be an appraiser, kind of thing. Well, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac have been building a robust property database that seems to be on track to cut the need for appraisals. Currently, Fannie Mae allows property inspection waivers, and Freddie Mac has property inspection alternatives, but only on refinances. Freddie is going to start giving waivers on purchase loans, and big lenders also wanting to put a prepay on VA loans. I don't know about the VA loan thing. I don't know why they even put that sentence in this article here, but basically, Freddie Mac is saying, "Hey, look, we understand in certain parts of the country the turn time is a hurdle. So we're going to start allowing for property waivers on."
Okay, let's do the math really quick. What do appraisers make? About 400 to 500 per property?
Not well. That's what they charge. Yeah, they charge about anywhere from 375 to 450. I think is kind of the average
Okay, here for our valley, not
for Arizona.
everywhere else.
Yeah, and then when you
And
add
you
the
can-
appraisal management fee on top of that, that's why the appraisal ends up being 500, 550.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's call it about 500, but let's say the 375 for the appraiser. If
Mm-hmm.
you did 2 appraisals a day, is that something you can do, or do you know what I mean? Then you have to still do the paperwork and stuff.
Yeah.
But could I walk 2 properties a day, get all my notes done,
Mm-hmm.
and then do that work at night? So I can do 750 a day for, let's say, 300 days,
Mm-hmm.
not counting weekends, right?
Yeah. Still
That's
a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
They're making
But
almost
you got to
300,000.
figure the gas and everything like that. I mean, what do they actually make? What's their
Well,
net?
that's over 200,000. I don't think they're spending $100,000 on gas.
Yeah, no. I'm not defending appraisers. I'm not defending them at all. But
I'm just saying it's a good opportunity for somebody that now that you don't need a college education.
yeah,
just
right.
like
Yeah,
they're
there's
looking
some
for a
money to be
job.
made there. Yeah, good point.
I think they're.
Um,
Speaking of
Su-
jobs, see what I
yeah.
did there.
Speaking of jobs, you just created some, didn't you? We're gonna get to that.
Well,
We're gonna get to jobs here in
damn it.
just a second.
Okay.
Student
I'm trying
loans.
to tie it in.
Yeah, we're going to tie it
Okay.
in just a second. Student loans. Student loans still bogging down potential home buyers. Student loans. If you got student loans out there, remember, we have to count those payments. Even though if they're in deferment, we have to count those payments against you when qualifying for a mortgage. They're holding a lot of millennials back. We've got a lot of people who want college and go to college and think that that's going to create a better job opportunity or whatever. But which it does in a lot of cases, but it also can be a detriment to your home buying potential. So keep that
So
in
like,
mind.
what's an average for like student loans? Like $160 a month or something?
Oh, I don't
mean,
know. I don't know what the average is. I see it all over the board. Some of them are $300. Depends on. I mean, I just see a lot of student loan debt. I'll be honest. I mean, easily over $50,000 in student loan debt.
Okay. And so it's their payment part that's part of the DTI, right? I mean, so when
Yeah.
they're spending $300 a month on student loans and they make $2,000, there's $300 that they can't account for, right?
Right.
So now your DTI is closer to like $800 approval amount, if that's all they have for liabilities.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people say, okay, well, I'm paying 200. I'm not really paying that. I'm not paying that right now. It's
Yeah.
deferred, right? The payment's based on my income or something like that. And when it's deferred, it's kind of like, well, I'm paying this kind of rent right now, and I can afford this kind of house. But what happens then when that student loan becomes due and you have to make, payments on
Right.
it? That could adversely affect your ability to make a mortgage payment. So that's kind of where that's at right now, which is student loan debt. We don't think about that when we're 18, right? Just kind of take it on and think about the education. All right, next things kind of these next things here are kind of local here. Two articles that I wanted to kind of touch base on. Expect more East Valley development, about 700 acres worth in the East Valley here. Federal Aviation Administration gave the green light to the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport Authority for massive development, including a new $125 million terminal.
Wow.
So that's big. No, that's big, right? That's big in the East Valley.
Have you been to that terminal? Have you ever been in that?
I have once.
It's pretty, it's once.
Yeah, because it's like 1950s, man. You just kind of, it's
a little shack.
Yeah, it's a little shack.
You have to walk to the stairs outside to get to the airport.
Right. It's not your conventional. I felt like I was going to a third world country. I mean, it's nice. It's beautiful. It's 1950s kind of atmosphere.
The best part about it is the Texas Roadhouse across the street there. So if you ever have like a delay, you can go over there and eat.
Right. But they're going to develop it more. So that means more, I'm sure, more flights going in and out of there, more businesses, more flights, more people, the more need for businesses. So that's actually good news. Developers, next headline here, developers city will break ground on downtown Phoenix grocery, creative offices, and apartments. So still continuing to develop the downtown Phoenix area. Yeah. So project includes Fry's food stores, supermarket, 330 apartments, and 200,000 square feet of office space aimed at tech and creative companies. So
how many apartments?
330.
Okay.
If they're going to create the jobs and office space down there, they want to put, have a need for housing. So they're going to create some apartments down there for individuals. So this, I think really this speaks to the Phoenix is really gearing towards tech. Right, there's a lot of tech companies moving here and developing here, so Phoenix is wanting to be a part of that. So with that, I want to get into the next thing here, right, which is jobs here in Arizona.
Which is something I was trying to get you to a couple times stories ago.
I know. I'm sorry, man. I don't always pay attention. I
was like, and then our next story is schools, student loans. I was like, oh, I was talking about jobs.
I know, man. And I probably should have put this, the Gateway and the Phoenix development and jobs and all that stuff together, but I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm a novice. I'm not Dan Rather. Not Dan Rather. Hey, but this we've got a picture here on the screen of the National Association of Realtors, a study that was done from February of 2016 to February of 2017. And this is where the states rank for job creation in the country in that period of time. So, and I'll zoom in here because I know you can't really see it here, but the top one here, in the light blue is negative job growth, 0 to 1%, 1% to 2%, 2 to 3%, 3 to 3.5% job growth and creation. It's kind of how the chart goes. Now, if you look at slide number 2 here, hang on, let me rearrange it here a little bit here for us. States with the highest job growth above 3%. So Idaho, Nevada, Utah. Those states are doing a great job there. Idaho, I heard, has that, what's that, that yogurt that's out there?
Dannon?
Not Dannon, Chobani or something like that. I thought I thought they opened a big plant there in Idaho. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
So that may account for a big part of that, because I know they employed quite a few people. Now, here's where Arizona ranks here. Arizona, right there. I mean, we're right there, number 10. That's pretty good. Yeah.
We're number 10.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about that, that's pretty good for Arizona, considering Phoenix is pretty much Arizona. But tourism, the one thing I like about this, I don't think this is on. I'd like to see the breakdown of the actual jobs. But Arizona has always been known kind of as a touristy kind of state. But, we're outranking California right now In fact,
Right.
we get a lot of people coming from California. And California, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it still is, but is what, the fourth largest economy in the world?
Wow.
So, for us to be,
Well, I think it's our growth rate. Maybe theirs is more substantial. They just didn't grow. For them to
right.
grow 2.2% with what they're already doing is astronomical compared to what we need to do, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, the number, right, exactly. All things being equal. So they're not far behind us, right? They're 13.
Go back to see the. I see the new jobs at 315,000. Go back to ours and see what we had. So we had 54,000 or
Hmm.
58,000. So yeah, they're still 250,000,
But they have a
roughly.
much bigger population too,
Right,
overall,
right.
right?
Yep.
So it's all relative. But yeah, I mean, I just thought it was pretty interesting to see Arizona, as high, and which is why a lot of analysts have predicted a good year in real estate for Arizona this year, right? So states with job growth rate 1 to 2%, quite a few of those. Quite a few of those. This is where I think, during the election and during the presidency, there was a lot of speaking to the heart here. A lot of people still aren't seeing their pay raises and opportunities for their career to kind of take off. It's a big deal. Big deal. Here's states with less than 1% job growth. And
But they're all. I mean, with the exception of the next slide, right? Everybody's going up. You know.
yes, going up, yes. But, this study doesn't show the types of jobs. Are they low wage jobs that are created? Are
Right.
they high end wage? It doesn't really go into that. But, when you have less than 1% growth, that isn't enough to really keep up with population. People graduating college, people coming out of high school, that sort of thing.
It
I don't
doesn't
know.
tie into people retiring because people are working longer too.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's enough to sustain a workforce. States with job losses. This is, not good. A few states in there with some job losses, which is not good. And I think that's why West Virginia, the coal miners, was such a big deal in the election. A
Right.
lot
So
of job loss.
we got $20,000 jobs. 20,000. Sorry, 20,000 jobs lost on this map. If you count Alaska, then you get another 6,700. So 27,000 lost jobs in America over the last 12 months
Yeah,
versus the job growth everywhere else. Right.
right. So overall, good. Overall,
Yeah.
good. Which I think this will take a lot. It's going to take some time for it to settle in, but we've seen rates increase. We've talked about that. Obviously, we've seen house prices go up. As these jobs start to gain traction and momentum, I think everything else will become a little more relative when it comes to house prices and interest rates and things like that. So that pretty
I
much,
agree.
that's it. That's what we had for headlines in real estate today. So,
All right. That's
we,
pretty good. I
yeah.
learned something.
All right, good. That's what we're here for. We're here to hopefully teach and educate and provide valuable content for you, the consumer out there. So if you're looking to buy, sell, refinance property, we stay on top of these things so you don't have to. So if you're looking to do any of those things, buy, sell, refinance property, please reach out to us. We'd love to earn your business and be a part of your life when you're looking to purchase your dream home or refinance or sell your home. So our numbers are right below us here. Our Twitter handles are above us there. So please reach out to us any way that you feel comfortable. We'd love to hear from you. We do this Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Arizona time. So if you missed the live episode, tune in tomorrow. You can always catch it tomorrow at 9 a.m. Tomorrow is Trending Tuesday. So we'll cover some of the trends that are happening in real estate. Until then, everyone have a good day. And we will see you tomorrow, mañana.
Sounds good.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.